What if I told you that almost everything you've been taught about mental toughness is wrong? That the strongest people you admire aren't fearless. They aren't unbreakable. They aren't even confident most of the time. In fact, here's the mystery no one talks about. The mentally toughest people in history were forged through conditions we would never survive today. Yet they weren't born exceptional. They were shaped, crafted, engineered by forces they couldn't see coming. And here's the twist. Those same forces are pressuring you right now, but in reverse. Not to make you stronger, but to make you softer. Today, we're going to uncover what those forces were, how they created unstoppable mindsets, and how you can replicate that process in a world designed to weaken you. This is the real story of mental toughness, from origins to collapse, to how you rebuild yourself stronger than ever. Stay with me. Setting the stage. The hidden history of mental toughness. Before motivational speeches, before self-help books, before mindset coaching existed, mental toughness wasn't a choice. It was survival. Ancient warriors, early entrepreneurs, explorers, crossing oceans with nothing but instinct. They weren't seeking personal development. Their environment demanded mental resilience, the way oxygen demands lungs. Key figures like Epictetus, born a slave, who said, "Circumstances don't make the man, they reveal him." Shackleton, who kept 27 men alive on floating ice for 2 years. Harriet Tubman, who returned to rescue enslaved people despite being hunted. These people were not superhuman, but there is one thing they shared. Their world did not protect them from discomfort. It exposed them to it daily. Here's the twist we will explore. Modern life removed the hardships that built mental toughness and replaced them with comforts that hide weakness. But to understand how that shift happened, we need to go back to the beginning, the origin of mental toughness itself. Origins. Where mental toughness actually comes from. Mental toughness never begins with strength, it starts with pressure. Think of every story of a mentally tough person you know. They came from chaos. They faced repeated failure. They learned to adapt because they had no other option. Cause, effect. Pressure, adaptation. Adaptation, resilience. That's how the mind evolves. A child learns toughness by falling. A leader learns it by failing publicly. A soldier learns it through fear and repetition. The origin of mental toughness is always the same. A moment where escape is impossible. You can only move forward. That's where toughness is born. But toughness doesn't stop at birth. It grows. Rise. The building process. Most people think mentally tough people rely on motivation, discipline, or courage. But historically, that was never the case. Their toughness rose because of a cycle. Struggle, adjustment, momentum, bigger struggle, new adjustment, rise. It's physics, it's biology, it's psychology. What you survive becomes your strength. What you avoid becomes your weakness. This rise built confidence through small wins, pain tolerance through repeated exposure, identity through overcoming adversity, self-trust through action. In every era of history, stronger people emerged from more struggle, not less. But then, something changed. Something massive. Breaking point. The decline of mental toughness. The industrial age, then the digital age, then the algorithm age. Comfort became the new currency. We removed hard physical labor, survival-level fear, situations requiring courage, delayed gratification, boredom, uncertainty. And instead, we built a world where everything is immediate, convenient, comfortable, safe, predictable, entertaining. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The environment that once created mentally strong humans no longer exists. This is the breaking point. For the first time in human history, you can avoid discomfort entirely, acquire pleasure instantly, passively consume instead of actively build, escape failure with a click, hide behind screens instead of facing conflict. It feels good in the moment, but it destroys resilience long-term, and the fallout is already here. Fallout, the modern weakness epidemic. Right now, the world is experiencing record levels of anxiety, depression, burnout, loneliness, attention, Problems, low self-esteem, fear of failure, social avoidance. And no, this isn't because humans suddenly became fragile. It's because our environments changed faster than our brains could adapt. Here's the shocking data. The average attention span has dropped by 35% in the last decade. Over 70% of young adults report avoiding difficult conversations. The average person checks their phone 96 times a day, nearly once every 10 minutes. Comfort addiction symptoms have increased by 5x since 2010. This is the fallout of a world that eliminates difficulty. When life becomes too easy, the mind becomes too weak. But the bigger issue, the solutions society promotes, are actually making the problem worse. Failed fixes. Why modern solutions don't work. People turn to motivational content, inspirational quotes, productivity hacks, short-term dopamine detoxes. Just believe in yourself advice. But these are bandages, not cures. Because mental toughness has never come from information, it comes from transformation. You can't think your way into resilience. You can only experience your way into it. Modern solutions fail because they focus on feeling good, not getting stronger, escaping discomfort, not embracing it, protecting emotions, not training them, avoiding challenges, not overcoming them. The ancient conditions that built tough people throughout history: consistent discomfort, controlled adversity, daily discipline, psychological exposure, high responsibility, measurable progress, delayed gratification. These are the same ingredients that built warriors, explorers, and innovators centuries ago. Different era, same psychology. Patterns repeat. And here's the real takeaway. Your environment may no longer force you to be tough, but you can choose to recreate the conditions that build toughness. And that leads us to the final section. 3 practical takeaways. How to become the mentally toughest version of yourself. 1. Seek voluntary discomfort. Daily mental toughness grows from exposure. Cold showers, hard workouts, difficult conversations, learning skills you're bad at, doing what you avoid. Small discomforts create the mental calluses you're missing. 2. Create a personal code of non-negotiable. Mentally strong people don't rely on motivation. They rely on identity rules. For example, I never quit on the hard days. I finish what I start. I choose the hard path when it matters. Codes turn discipline into identity, and identity is far stronger than emotion. 3. Train your mind, like a muscle, not a mood. Your brain must experience stress to grow. Set goals that scare you, increase difficulty gradually, track progress, embrace boredom, delay gratification. What you practice becomes who you are. Final warning, the one thing you must understand: you can become the mentally toughest version of yourself, but only if you stop waiting for life to force you into growth. Ancient warriors didn't choose toughness. Their world chose it for them. Your world won't. So you must choose it yourself. Because comfort feels good now, but it costs you everything later. Call to action, natural, inspiring. If this message challenged you, if it made something inside you wake up, then don't let this be the last step. Make it the first. Subscribe to the channel for more content built to sharpen your mind, strengthen your character, and help you transform into the strongest version of yourself. And remember, you don't become mentally tough by watching. You become mentally tough by doing. Start today.